Greetings and salutations, my friend. My Patreon channel is now up and running, and for that reason I want to make a bit of an announcement. And first and foremost, what do you get out of subscribing to my Patreon other than, basic stuff like early access to the videos or your name appearing as a special thanks at the end of my YouTube videos? You also get access to exclusive content, and last week I did an interview with Richie Herron and Jennifer Lyle and Gary Powell, the creators of the new documentary The Last Boys. Now, if you want to, you can watch the entire conversation on my Patreon channel that you wouldn't find on YouTube otherwise. So if you want to see more of this...
And when somebody's overproducing estrogen, they produce more serotonin.
Oh, this...
We had all this incredible footage, and then we managed to distill it down to 2 hours, and all of it, it was just like gold dust. We had all this gold dust.
Consider subscribing. It can never hurt with more content unless you've spent so much time watching my content that you ignore your life and what is going on in your life, and well, what do you know? Suddenly your spouse is breaking up with you, you're not paying your rent, or you lose your job or something. In that case, please stop watching my content for a while. Get help. But if you enjoy my content, you love it, I'm grateful. I always love to provide you with fun content and informative content as well. Because I think things can be fun and informative at the same time. But what's most important, and the thing I really want to talk about in this video, is this sort of a service I wish to provide with my Patreon channel. So if you are a person, young or maybe older, because it's not just young people who are exclusively suffering from this issue, if you are gender questioning, if you are questioning your gender, or if maybe you have transitioned and you're thinking about detransitioning, guess what? I know what it feels like, because I have been there. And if you haven't transitioned yet and you are wondering whether it is a right choice for you or not, well, guess what? Congratulations, because that is already a responsible approach to the topic. I think that the worst thing we can do is to rush through decisions that will affect our entire life. Like, this choice will affect you for the rest of your life. Whether it is something you will end up regretting, or if it's something you know that will more or less improve your life quality. And if you do find yourself in this situation, if you relate to that, or perhaps you're struggling with internalized homophobia, well, for a very low price, I can offer 2 video calls a month. So, you know what? We can talk. Because here's what I think. If someone's considering transitioning, I think it's important to talk to 2 types of people before making the decision. One is the type of person who has transitioned and lived happily transitioned as a trans woman or a trans man for many years, as well as talking to a detransitioner, someone who has found out that, hey, you know what, this is not the right choice for me. I think those conversations are very important, because you can find out, well, who do I relate to more? Do I see some red flags there that could mean, this is perhaps not the best choice for me? Or perhaps you'll find out that, you know what, I've decided that this is what I want to go through with. And now, the point of these conversations are not to dissuade you from transitioning. It's not to tell you that, oh, transitioning is bad, you're going to regret it. No, that isn't my goal at all. I'm interested in conversations that can offer you some help, to give you some clarity of mind, to clarify where exactly do you stand. Because I think that in certain cases, people can live happy lives after transitioning. I'm not necessarily against people transitioning. I'm against people who shouldn't transition in the first place, transitioning, and not in a categorical, authoritative way, but rather in a way that, I think you can come to a different solution that could make you feel happy. Hey, perhaps your issue is not accepting yourself as a gay person. Working on that acceptance is a first step to provide you with a solution to live a better life without transitioning. And I understand more or less where those thoughts are coming from, and I have experience talking to trans people who never regretted their transition, and I have experience talking with people who have detransitioned. And for that reason, while I see the similarities between those two different groups, I think there are certain small things that can help you distinguish whether transitioning is right for you or not. And those conversations are by no means a replacement for therapy, but if you were to ask me, I think there are very few good therapists out there, to be honest. Most likely, most therapists you're going to come across are going to be kind of mediocre. And for that reason, I think that talking to someone with experience, whether they're trans or detrans, is a very different but also needed type of help. You know, I do get those messages sometimes from people who tell me like, you know, your videos helped me realize that I suffered from internalized homophobia and that was the reason why I wanted to transition. Or I get those emails from people who are considering to detransition and they don't know what to do. And I hope that with this service I will be able to reach out to more people who need those sort of conversations. Still, if you wish to have those video calls just to talk about films or music or philosophy, you're welcome to. This is not exclusive just to people who struggle with their gender identity or gender dysphoria or etc, etc. But primarily those are the groups I want to focus on. Still, if you want to have those video chats just to talk, you're welcome, my friend. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you very soon in the upcoming video. Take care.